Hey guys, yesterday I had posted a video and it was me ranting about something that happened at an event last night. I was out with a good friend of mine. We went to a piano bar in San Antonio section of San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. We went to see a singer who I had been wanting to see for a very long time, and I normally don't get a chance to because by the time I hear about her performing, it's usually after the fact. So my friend knew that I wanted to see her, and she just happened to notice that the woman was going to be there, and so we met up. We went to see the show, and we were having a wonderful time. We enjoyed ourselves. There was 4 of us there, 4 black women in a room full of whitey folks. And I normally will not allow myself to be in that kind of situation. And I'm going to explain to you why in this video. And I also want to forewarn some of you may get offended by the things that I'm saying. And if you do get offended, that's telling. That's very telling. The ones who don't get offended, it'll be because you understand that some of your folks are a mess, okay? So, we're there, we're having a great time, we're listening to her sing, and then another singer comes out. It was a wonderful experience. We're having our cocktails, we're singing along, we're whispering at each other, having some side conversation. And when I say whispering, I really mean it. We were very respectful about our tone because we did not want to interrupt the show, right? So, I'm sitting in the middle. On the right is a good friend of mine. On the left is a whitey man, okay? At one point, he stands up and he goes to the side. He stands at the side of my friend, on the right of my friend, right? We're still enjoying the show. She and I are, back and forth chatting, and we're enjoying the show. And then she felt a hand on her. She felt a hand on her shoulder, right? And she looks over, and it's the whitey man. And he reached over and he said, I would appreciate it if you two stopped talking. You're interrupting the show. And we're like perplexed. Like, I know we're not interrupting the show. We are being respectfully quiet. We're not interrupting the show, right? And who is he to be coming over here talking to us in the first place? If you have an issue with us, you go to the manager. You know how y'all love to call for the manager. Go get the manager and let them come and stop us. But he felt empowered to come over there and tell us to shut up. So when we ignored him and went back to enjoying ourselves, he then sits his butt back on the left side of me. And at one point, he just snaps his head towards us and says, do I have to tell you again? Do I have to tell you again? So, of course, I went ballistic. Understand this. I have ADHD, all right? So I can't always regulate my emotions. So sometimes I will take it to another level. I will get really angry, like 10 times angrier than most people, okay? So, of course, I cussed him out. And that was the rant that I put on yesterday. And I don't want my channel to be about that. I don't want to get angry. But what happens with what's going on in the United States right now, with the ICE, with the breaking up of families, with the racism, the prejudice, the division, the constant, the black, the brown, the red, the yellow, fighting amongst each other because they're living in a country that's set up for that causes division. Those things really do start to touch me, and it starts to really upset me. In fact, I'm probably going to have to slow down on my social media intake because it's really starting to get to me. And so when that happened, I went from 0 to 100, and I posted about that. I don't want this video to be that. I want it to be more of a teaching vehicle. I've seen folks say how living abroad is so much better than living in the States, and you get away from all that microaggression and that white supremacy mindset, but you really don't. You don't have to deal with it as much as people who stay in the States, but unfortunately, those type of white tea folks travel too. Okay? They bring that with them. So I want to make sure that my people and the brown, red, and yellow who are traveling be on guard, because you're going to experience it. For some reason, they like to come up to you and ask you all these questions, like almost as if in their mind they're thinking, how did you get here? What are you doing here? What did you do for a living to get you here? What did your family do? What did your dad do? Where are you from? Where did you live? What school do you went to? This is the kind of questions that they give you. And if they're not questioning you to death, then they're trying to tell you what to do, as if they own us, or as if we're children. And so that might set you off. So I'm just like, this is happening. They're still there. They still do what they do. And I want you prepared for that. The white tees who are watching this video, if it does not apply to you, please do not get offended. In fact, what I want you to do is, if you're traveling with one of these Karens and they start their nonsense, shut them down. Don't make it so that we have to shut them down. Shut them down. Okay? Because that, everybody deserves to have a beautiful life. Go ahead and live their life to their fullest. Living abroad is wonderful. And then for some people, it's actually very cost effective. Okay? And they want to escape the division and the hate that's going on in the United States. Let me tell you something. I have been living in Mexico for a year now. I have never experienced classism, racism, prejudice from Mexicans, ever. They have always been so kind and friendly, and they invite me to their parties and to their weddings. They have been beautiful. The only time I experience hate, racism, classism is from white tea people, especially white tea Americans. No matter where they go, there they are. They bring it with them. They bring their colonizing attitudes and behaviors and their feeling of entitlement everywhere they go. So I just want you to know that, unfortunately, you can't escape them. They travel everywhere. They're going to come out there. You can't escape them. But just be prepared. Also, as much as I enjoyed that piano bar, it was too small, and it's just too many white tea folks there. I will never go again. I usually don't have to deal with their microaggressions because I don't associate with them. Now, I associate with the Mexicans, and I associate with the black folks that are out here. And fortunately, in San Miguel de Allende, we have a very large community. So I don't have to associate with them. If I find myself going somewhere and they are the majority, I want no parts of that. All right? Because there is always going to be a Karen or two in the bunch. And I will also want to say to you, white tea folks, when you see us out, black folks, out having a good time, leave us alone. Just leave us alone. Mind your business and leave us alone. If you want to rock with us, if you want to associate with us, we're very welcoming. We're very loving. But we're going to get pissed off if you start asking us a bunch of questions and then you start acting like you're going to run us around. Okay? So, learn from this. Get it together. If you are plagued with that type of mindset, get some help. Try to leave that in the U.S. Don't bring it to another country. Mexico's not your country. Okay? This country belongs to the Mexicans. And they have graciously allowed us to reside there with them. You have no control over anything here. And if that is something you can't handle, don't come to Mexico. Or just leave us alone. We don't really want to be your friend because you don't know how to act. So, that's it for today. And again, I think that living abroad is wonderful. Even if you can't live, make sure you travel abroad. I do have a channel called Living Abroad 60 on YouTube, and I talk about, what it's like being abroad. I show the things that we do. I show our community, and you're welcome to check that out. And that's it. That's all I have to say for today. And I thank you for your time and your patience, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful life. Take care.